All right, welcome to the episode of Real Estate versus Technology. I'm your host, Norman Kinsey. We have the one and the only co-host, Mr. Dan Gandy. Welcome, Dan.
Thank you for having me. Glad to be here.
Of course, of course. Before we go ahead and intro our guests, we want to encourage everyone to like the episode, subscribe, comment below. What the heck did you learn from the episode? That's going to happen at the end. And stay tuned to the end because we'll have a golden nugget and a golden takeaway from today's guest. But today's guest is a public figure, massive action taker, a multi-million-dollar producer. He's with EXP. He's grown his downline. I love his videos. And today we have David on Real Estate versus Technology. Welcome to the show, sir.
Hey guys, I appreciate the opportunity. Looking forward to coming on here and dropping as much value as I can.
Let's go. Let's make it happen. So let's talk about your story, man. Let's talk from the beginning and talk about, how long you've been in the business. Why real estate, man?
Yeah. So, I kind of go against the grain, right? I personally don't believe that, start with your why, right? Because I'm not asking you why you're doing this podcast, right? I just know that you're hosting. I know that you're good at it, right? So I never really found a why, but just going back to me at an early age, I kind of realized at an early age, I learned the principles and of hard work and the value of honesty. It was really around, when I was getting out of high school or maybe like my junior and senior year, when I kind of started being a little bit of an entrepreneurial. I started to have like a little entrepreneur venture. I was doing like a consignment business. I was going into estate sales, buying what I could, and then later selling for a profit, man. And, me kind of walking through some of the houses that I would do just kind of fascinated me. Right. So that's where kind of real estate kind of, was on my radar. And then my passion for real estate grew after hearing and learning about how so many self-made millionaires were creating wealth through real estate, it was a facet of their wealth. Right. I was reading a lot of self-developmental books and, reading a lot of autobiographies. I'm a big fan of autobiographies. I like to hear people's stories. So as soon as I dropped out of college, I went off and pursued a career in real estate, my man. My parents gave me shit about not finishing school, but I like to tell them that I went through the school of hard knocks. I'm sure everybody who has an entrepreneur background has attended that university. I would say about maybe I found my strive in about year 3 of being a real estate agent, mainly because I was always determined to change the reputation people had for agents, right? Trying to innovate the process of buying and selling and making that experience a lot better for my clients. And that's when I kind of got around the right people, like my mentors, Jay Kinder and Michael Reese, and also Nick Good, who's my current team leader, where they just kind of taught me how to, present a better business model, how to, have a proven and repeatable system that will help my clients save up to thousands of dollars on the home buying process, or help, my clients, net up to 18% more than using traditional real estate methods. And so
love it.
I always, try to create raving fans and customers, man. In doing so, it kind of earned me widespread recognition throughout the Dallas-Fort Worth marketplace. That's the marketplace that I'm in. And last year, 2021, I won the Real Producers Rise and Grind Hardest Working Realtor Award. So I'm super humble about that.
Congrats.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. And so, in doing so, I try to add value where I can, not only to my clients, but other real estate agents as well. I have a real estate Facebook group where I'm dropping as much value as I can. It's actually called Keeping It Real in Real Estate. It was just a group that I wanted to create. I didn't really have a catchy name. So, that was the first thing that came to my mind, because, let's face it, let's keep it real, man. Real estate is a tough business. So that was the name of the group. I may change it at some point, but
I kind of like it.
Yeah. You get to kind of see the ins and outs of real estate and what really goes on. And what really goes on behind the scenes is that, a majority of my business, not just through technology and video, it's cold calling. I built my business on prospecting, a prospecting based business. So actually I actually went live before this podcast, prospecting for business, prospecting for sellers. So if anybody wants to see some live cold calls, Because I mean, you'd be surprised to see how many people are actually wanting to hear like live phone calls, right? Like, how do we go out and get more business? You got to be proactive. So I go live in that Facebook group, man. You know what? At the end of the day, I'm a stubborn visionary with a huge heart. I'm willing to help anybody who's willing to help themselves. I believe in creating leaders who create leaders.
I love that, man. It's like that saying, like you could bring someone to water, but you can't make them drink it. So it's like you said, like if you're willing, hey, no worries, let's make it happen. I gotta say too, just to add some value to like the going live thing, I could see how that could actually be helpful because when you're making these calls and you're by yourself, it's kind of boring. So like, why not go live and have someone see you go through the process and help or inspire and motivate someone else? So that's actually a really good idea for anyone who's actually listening right now. Maybe try to go live on Instagram or like what you're doing with Facebook and just doing something different. I absolutely love that. So let's talk a little bit about, I got a couple questions before we'll go to the mix up round with Dan's. Talk a little bit more about your business specifically. So as of right now on the production side, what did that look like for the past 12 months that helped you or, got you that reward?
Just showing up every day. I mean, I believe I believe that just showing up, 80% of success is showing up. So
yeah,
staying consistent to a great schedule, right? My schedule is not, it's simple, but it's not easy. Not everybody can have the discipline to attain that. So really it's waking up early, and really, protecting what you feed your mind, right? I'm a student. I always try to soak up as much information as I can, especially from people who are, 10 steps ahead of me. I'll wake up early, try to, either, soak up something that I'm trying to learn, either, trying to scale up my listing presentation or just reading a book about self-development. Hit the gym, get your body moving, get those endorphins going so that you're in a good mood. And, that sets the pace for the rest of the day. I also wake up and write down a couple of things that I'm grateful for. When you focus, what you focus on expands. So if I focus on what I'm grateful for and what my goals are, then that's going to expand. Because Dan, you can probably attest to this, man. After about 9 o'clock in the morning, man, your whole day can go to shit. So that morning time is protected. I don't even check my phone. So I do that, and then I just stay consistent to my schedule. It's 8 to 11 or 9 to 11 or 11:30. I'm making my prospecting calls. It's anything that's going to generate me new business, whether that's cold leads, nurture leads, whether that's past clients. It could be people that I'm already talking to, right? Follow-ups. And then, from about 12 to about 4, it's either I'm making more phone calls, but right now I'm transitioning to that more. And you can see from my Instagram is making more video content because I personally believe a lot of what's been helping me with my success is actually being that go-to or authoritative figure on social media, and video actually, making the videos will actually help sell yourself so that when you meet somebody, they already see you as that market expert.
Yep.
Right. We just talked about this yesterday with somebody. Yeah.
So I do that in the afternoon, and then forward about 7 o'clock is for my appointments. And then, at nighttime is when I'll kind of realign, figure out exactly what I'm going to do for the next day. And I'll just repeat, because a lot of agents think that this business is sexy, man. It's not. I mean, I could be going to house tours and showing these beautiful builders, custom homes, right? Making reels, making TikToks. That's great, but that's more of a reactive kind of business, kind of marketing. You can't scale that. Right. I do believe that may work, and that kind of gets your name out there, and that maybe starts attracting people to you, but the attraction thing kind of takes a little bit longer than actually being proactive. So if you mix both, which is why I do my prospecting in the mornings and then my marketing afternoons, like that's what's really been helping me be successful in this business.
The Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, a really good book for anyone out there that wants to read a really good book, talks about that. You want option A or B? I don't want option or B or A. I want both. Give me both of the options. You're talking about
100%.
I love that. That's awesome. So I think the last question I have is you talked about like honing in your formal listing presentation, what have you on that side. So if you're going to win a listing, like what does that mindset look like for you? And like, what does that process look like for you?
Great question, man. So I personally believe that every time I go into a listing presentation, it's like I'm being put on stage.
Ooh.
Right. So I mentally prepare, on my drive out there, what I'm going to say, what objections I may face, so that I'm already ready for what they have, right? So I'm a certified home selling advisor. I am trained by the National Association of Expert Advisors, and we have a proven and repeatable system backed by market research to help sellers homes for up to 18% more than using traditional real estate methods. And I kind of present them a different way of us doing business and how there's over 115 variables when it comes down to the home selling process. And it's actually how you manage these variables is going to determine whether you attract a high offer or a low offer. Norman, let me ask you, man, I'm sure you want to attract a high offer, right?
Of course.
Of course, man. This is what we call the price swing effect. And let me go into these variables to show you how we're going to help you sell your property at the top of the market. Is that fair enough?
Fair enough.
Gotcha. So, I mean, I try to stay on top of my game, and I'm practicing my listing presentation at least once a week, because in this business, you've got to list to last. You have to, man. I mean, look at the buyer's market right now. I mean, buyer's agents are being, thrown through the ringer.
It's horrible.
Crazy.
Like crazy, man. That's exactly why I focus on prospecting, being a great listing agent, and just doing that consistently on a daily basis, man. So, wow. I mean, I can credit a lot of my success. I have high conversion to being trained by my mentors. And that just goes into my next point, is that putting yourself in proximity to, some great mentors can help unlock a totally different level of your life.
I love that. I love that. And just in case, I mean, majority of the viewers and listeners probably already heard it, but just in case, if you didn't hear this, I hear the fire, man. This man literally has he just went on his script. He's like, here's my script. And like, he literally, the first time I think in the history of the podcast, of anyone who actually went off a script as far as what would be said for a formal listing presentation. So I got to say, like, dude, man, kudos to you. So, and it was,
appreciate that, man.
Yeah. And it was listening and watching, I think that, you'll hear it in his voice. Like, he has the passion and has that fire. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get this over to Dan. Dan, have some fun on the technology side as we deep dive a little bit more on the technology side with David for the mix-up round. Go ahead and take it away, Dan.
Thanks, Norm. And by the way, that script is not cheap. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah,
I've heard it before, and it's good. So when it comes to tech, obviously, we've been talking so much social media lately and video and content, but I want to dig a little bit deeper into the efficiency of your business and the communication and any technology that you've adapted into your real estate business to make you more scalable.
Okay.
What are you doing in terms of keeping efficient and on track?
Now, is this to get more business? Is this to help me?
Could be both. It's a two-sided question, really, both operationally and lead generation wise.
Gotcha. I mean, videos, right? Videos, having high quality videos, because my mindset is that when you create a video, you're creating an evergreen piece of asset.
Yep.
That's always going to pay dividends in the future. So I believe videos is utilizing that technology, with great editing equipment can definitely help propel you for success. And just utilizing, a couple of different applications on my phone to help efficiency, like the automations and the shortcuts app on the iPhone. Yeah. Right. I'm able to set up automative text messages that kind of helps me do like the heavy lifting. I've got a great CRM system that kind of is, I've got a great CRM KV core that, obviously we get for free at EXP that re-engages my database using artificial intelligence. So there's a couple of different pieces in different places that's helping me not only get more business, but keeping me on top of mind and also re-engaging people that may have slipped through the cracks.
Yeah, that's huge.
Love it.
All the deals are won in the follow-up. And I think a lot of people, they don't live and die by their CRM. So they, too much squeezes and falls out the bottom. So,
dude, 100%, man. The video that I just shot yesterday that's getting edited right now, that's on follow-up. Only 2% of sales are actually made on the first contact, and 80% of sales are made in between the 5th and the 12th contact, man. So the fortune is in the follow-up. There's so many companies losing so much money, leaving money on the table by not following up. I think the statistic was 65% of companies aren't nurturing the leads that they pay for, man. That's huge. I mean, there's people who spend millions of dollars on advertising, man. I mean, what good is it if your salespeople can't follow up?
It's and not to go deep into examples, but like I got like a 1,000,001 listing right now, and he had an agent, And it was like the 7th or 8th contact where I just like hit him with value, shot him a video, like just followed up, was super nice. And then he's like, you know what? I'm not even hiring my agent. I'm hiring you. And I was like, he's like, my other agent called me once, and then I haven't heard from him in 2 weeks. And I was like, there you go.
A lot of agents think that that's enough, right? It's like, oh, this guy calls me, they're going to use me, right? I mean, let's face it, there's no loyalty in this business, bro. Right? There's none.
None.
I took a listing last night. I had to run it at 8 o'clock at night, but that's because that's when the sellers were only available. Let me tell you exactly the steps I did to win that listing presentation. Hands down, no objection. They signed right there, even after interviewing 3 of their agents. You guys ready for this?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Number one, I set the appointment, called them, made a great rapport, set the appointment. The appointment was maybe 5 days out. The next thing I did was I shot them an email with my contact information. And I also got my phone and sent them a quick video message, right? Hey, Dan, it's David with eXp Real Estate. Super excited that we can meet on Wednesday at 8 o'clock. Look forward to having that chance during your business. Anything else you need, please let me know. Boom, sent that. What that does, guys, is that, that automatically, gets people to know you. And, they feel like they already know you when you walk in through the door.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So a Google Calendar invite gets sent to them. Always make sure I do that. I also schedule an email. I'll write an email the same day. I'll schedule an email with another video from BombBomb. And it just says, hey guys, there's some great information. Here's a couple of testimonials from my team. That gets sent to them the day before. So that's a scheduled email, right? So they're getting hit one more time. Okay. They also told me that they're in the middle of packing and moving. So what I did was I actually brought them, about 4 boxes from Walmart. I spent $6. I brought them 4 boxes from Walmart. I showed up and said, hey guys, I hope this is okay. I understand, moving is a pain in the ass. You can never have enough boxes. I brought some boxes to them. They were blown away. They're like, oh my God, this guy, we've never seen anything like that. Yeah. Right. Obviously, coupling all this together with the NAEA listing presentation. By the way, if there's any agents that wants to learn more about that, I'm more than happy to show you exactly what that looks like. Position me as that market expert. And obviously, people do their own research. They're going to see your social media. They're going to see your LinkedIn. They're going to see your Instagram, right? People do their research. So you got to make sure you're posting stuff of value, not just resharing, tweets and, politics, stuff like that, because social media is the new resume, guys. People are watching, everybody's on social media, yep. Right? So I'm sure that, I position my social media strategically for this reason. So I'm sure that they went and did their due diligence as well to see, hey, who am I meeting with? Right. So all this coupled with the fantastic listing presentation, like it just positioned me as a market expert. And then they sign right there, no objections, right? Also, another trick that I did was that same day of the appointment, when I knew that it was confirmed, I sent out a thank you card that what they were going to get in the next 2 days. Said, hey guys, it was an honor and pleasure to meet with you both. Look forward to this opportunity. So they're going to get that probably tomorrow, right? So it's just another couple of touches, these small things that we can implement to change the way we do business, man. This is how you create raving fans. This is how you're going to get people that are going to be in earshot of people. They're talking about real estate. They're going to run through crowds and say, hey, you've got to use David.
Yep. Wow. And thanks for sharing that. You've gone in a lot more detail about the systematic approach of doing that. That is an applicable tip that other agents listening can actually okay, I need to sit down and map this out because I have not been doing that. And I have been getting crushed by other agents. Mm-hmm. And that really, guys, people don't look at real estate. They get paid by commission, but really you're getting paid by hour. And if you don't understand that you're putting all of this information out, you're doing all these different touches, you're doing all these extra steps, but it's landing you the deal every time.
Yep.
That return on that per hour is huge.
100%.
Yeah. That's amazing. So last question for me, any new technology that you're implementing in your business? Maybe it's, lead generation, maybe it's something that's just off the wall, right? Any new tech that's getting into your real estate business that you'd like to share with our audience?
Let's see. Any new technology? I will say that I'm not a big fan of reinventing the wheel. But I mean, I would say I don't have any technology that I'm implementing right now. I would say I'm going to start probably implementing, virtual assistants to help me become more efficient. Right. And obviously training the VAs, with the technology that is already at our disposal. Like client care, campaigns, make sure that they touch base with any new follow-ups, that sort of thing. So maybe VAs, if that's categorized as new technology.
Yeah. I mean, it's an evolution of making yourself more efficient.
Yeah. And also, BombBomb, right? BombBomb is a video platform that's also is a CRM and a campaign. So you can actually build out custom campaigns. And so just stuff like that. I did actually start using QR codes as well. So if anybody, you can create a free QR code using Canva. Go to Canva, put in the link, create a QR code. What I've been doing is actually been filming a video, putting that video onto YouTube as an unlisted video, copying, pasting that link into the QR code. And so like if I send out a mailer or something in the mail, I say, hey guys, please scan this, and they'll see a video from me. Usually I try to send that, if they have an Android, it's kind of harder to send video message to them because sometimes that, the video comes out kind of small. I don't know if you guys ever experienced that, but it's just another way for them to see me, right? I want to be that market expert. I want somebody to say, damn, I see you everywhere, man. You must be good, right? The best marketer is going to win. Let's be honest, right?
Yeah. Every time. That's a lot of good info, man. Let's pass it back to Norm, and appreciate you giving so much insight and value.
Of course.
Wow. That was a good round. Thanks, Dan. To kind of unpack that, I think for the viewers and listeners, one thing that I heard to keep it as simple as possible is just being proactive. Don't be reactive, just be proactive. I mean, Dan talked about it, and it's just like that agent now has to be reactive. I'm sorry. I know I just reached out to you once. I had a baby, or, I had an emergency or whatever happened.
There's always an excuse.
There's always an excuse. And then, like you said, David, it was simple. Like, how could I be proactive and do something where it's like, for the viewers and listeners out there, people forget you said and did, but they won't forget how you made them feel. So all you're doing, David, is making them feel something and giving them that value to a point where it's just like the compound effect. Like you already set that first domino in motion, and you already have a card going to their house before you won the listing. And you're already like, hey, in your mind, you already were there. And so you were just proactive and said, hey, I'm going to just already send out the card. So kudos to you, man, for all the things that you're doing to be proactive. And I want to say that there's like 90% of the business is done by the top 10%. Viewers and listeners out there, you're looking at one of them. So you're the agent that's leading by example for all the agents that we want to lead for example for, because I think a lot of agents out there do one deal here, one deal there, or kind of flighty. And we really love to see agents like yourself on Real Estate First Tech that's doing what you're doing, because it's going to put a better taste in the buyers and sellers' mouth when they work with people like you, which is amazing. And we need more of that. So last couple of questions I have on my side. So, let's talk about positioning, being an expert, being an authority. Like, do you have a strategy to be an expert or be an authority in your specific market? So that way, when someone thinks, Texas, or they think your market, they think David.
Yeah. So, right now I have a private Facebook group where I put all my past clients in, and I set them up. I set that expectation like, hey guys, if you're going to work for me, number one, and I just started doing this, and not a lot of clients are comfortable with this, is that I'm doing video testimonials with them at the end of closing.
Yes.
I've gotten a lot of no's, but a few yeses, because a lot of people aren't really comfortable on camera. And I'm like, hey guys, I completely understand. I myself have the face for radio. It's going to be okay. I promise you.
That's the best line ever.
Yeah. So it just kind of disarms them. Right. And so I said, look, a quick 30-second video. So I just started to do that with maybe a couple of clients. I'm starting to tell people like, look, guys, if you're going to work with me, this is what you just have to do. I'm sorry.
Yep.
Also, you're going to add me on social media, and you're also going to join my private Facebook group. So that automatically sets the tone. So they're going to see me now, my future posts, and be like, damn, if anybody thinks about real estate, it's going to be David. So all these kind of, especially, doing the video testimonial, that's going to leave an imprint on their head.
Yeah. I love that. And one thing on the liftoff agent side, and maybe a tip for you, is we say, hey, like, you have a website, and if you send out a mailer or whatever the case may be, and you drive people to like, say, your website, or even from social media, you drive them to your website, plant that Facebook pixel and then retarget them with the testimonial. Cause then you can get other people that are seeing that testimonial and it kind of follows them around, which is super cool. And I'm sure you could probably also now have a QR code just for the testimonial. So then that person can watch it or whatever the case may be. So that's super smart. And you're the first person that said that on the podcast. So for viewers and listeners, like, get video testimonials from your clients. That is gold, man. That is absolutely gold.
I just did one and I ran it for, I think I did like a $300 ad for 60 days. Dude, it had like 20,000 views, and people, like, I went into the title company a couple weeks back and the lady was like, "Hey, I saw you on video." And I was like, that's why I'm paying for it.
There you go.
Omnipresence, Mr. Grant Cardone. I love it. Well, the last couple of questions is pretty simple. I mean, and you pretty much already answered it. So we know the secret weapon from the close and the listing standpoint, you did an amazing job with that. I think that's phenomenal. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to do what I think is the best thing to do to end this episode. Is I'm just going to open the floor up to you, David, and let you take it away. And what do you want to leave for our viewers and listeners as we close out the show for the golden nugget, man?
Yeah. So I love the quote that success leaves clues. I was never the smartest kid in school. I always try to sit next to him. And I think that's kind of been my claim to fame. That quote still holds a lot of weight and is true to this day. I typically always try to surround myself with people who have the answers to some of the most challenging questions of my life. So, I personally believe that modeling is the shortcut to success. Get around that right person who has the results you want, who has that proven track record, who's got the reputation, and just put yourself in their proximity. Even if you have to pay, right? What you're going to learn in the meantime is going to be priceless to help, put you on that trajectory to success. So, success leaves clues. Modeling is a shortcut to success, and also, put yourself in proximity to high level players.
Wow. I think, for the viewers and listeners out there, what David just said is a key performance indication of why Real Estate First Tech is even here, why it's in existence. It would give individuals an opportunity to be able to see and hear things like we just heard from David. So David, thanks so much for being on Real Estate First Tech. Really do appreciate your time today, man.
Man, it's been an honor. I hope this episode was of value. And if anybody's looking to reach out to me, you can hit me up on Instagram. It's at David Bentick, and Facebook. My last name is spelled pretty uniquely. It's Bentick. My last name is actually from like the Dutch Netherlands kind of royalty. So I'm actually waiting for like a call from Europe and say, hey man, you're actually next in line for the throne. So I'm just doing real estate in the meantime. So guys, hit me up, man. I'm an open book. Anything that I want to see other agents win, because I've been so blessed with business and being around, fantastic people that have literally pulled me up to the top with them. So I want to do the same.
Wow. I love that, man. I love that. That's amazing. Dan, thanks for co-hosting as always.
Thank you, guys. Great to meet you, man.
Thanks, guys. Likewise.
Of course. And thanks to all of our viewers and listeners, as it is our intention for you to take things from the episode that you learned, to apply to your business, have more massive success. Now you can comment down below with what you learned, and we will see you on the next one. Thank you for watching Real Estate vs. Technology, this week's brand new episode, and making it to the end, your real one. If you haven't already done so, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit the notification bell so you'll be notified for new episodes that come out every single week on Fridays at 3:30 Pacific Standard Time. Also, if you comment on this episode and you like the episode, you'll help this episode get out to more individuals. And if you want to join our Facebook group page, just click a link. It's a Facebook icon on our profile page here on our YouTube channel. Join our group page, network with individuals all across the world, and share what technology you're using to grow your business. The next link is to join our Real Estate vs. Technology brand new IG or Instagram page. If you go on any of our stories, you can see who's going to be on Real Estate vs. Technology before it actually goes live on our YouTube channel. And the last link would be if you want to be on an episode of Real Estate vs. Technology. You pick a date and a time. We'll deep dive into your story and technology you're using to share that with other individuals that view our episodes weekly, to inspire, enlighten, show up, and show out for people that love to watch these type of podcasts to have more success in their own business. Thank you so much for your continued support. We appreciate it. We will see you on the next one.